Hello everyone, how are you all? Welcome to my channel Wild Rose. As you know, I'm reviewing a book. The name of the book is It's Your Baby, The Indian Parent's Guide to the First 2 Years. It is written by Dr. Saroja Balan. I have already reviewed its introduction, chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4. In this video, I'm going to review its chapter 5, which is about breastfeeding. So let's start. The chapter gives you a complete idea about breastfeeding and when to start solid food. It tells you about the advantages and disadvantages of breastfeeding. It also talks about formula feeds. Then it talks about the common terms related to breastfeeding, what kind of problems you can have while breastfeeding and how to deal with those problems. Then it talks about the advantages and of breastfeeding and exclusive breastfeeding for 6 months. Then the chapter tells you how to encourage breastfeeding. The chapter also says exclusive breastfeeding babies have reduced risk of asthma, diabetes and various other diseases. Breastfeeding makes it easier for mothers to lose pregnancy weight. It also reduces the risk of breast and ovarian cancer. Also talks about the other benefits of breastfeeding as well. The chapter then discusses how to encourage breastfeeding. It says, yes, breastfeeding is difficult but important. The chapter gives the chapter says sometimes mothers the only breast milk givers can be tired, so the chapter encourages pumping the breast milk and someone else can feed. The chapter also says that while you are exclusively breastfeeding your baby can lose up to 10% of his or her weight, but if he loses more than that, it is not okay, it is not good. You should talk to your doctor that time. Then the chapter talks about how to make breastfeeding easier. It gives you some advice and suggests some breastfeeding positions. Next, it talks about when not to breastfeed. For example, if you have HIV, tuberculosis, or getting chemotherapy, you should not feed your baby. Next, it talks about latching, how to do it properly. The feeding patterns of the first week, it talks about that as well. Then the chapter tells you about the changes in the breast that can take place post delivery. For example, the breast feels heavy before feeding and after feeding it feels lighter. How to treat breast yeast infection, the chapter discusses about that as well. What is engorgement and reasons for that, why it happens and treatment of that, it is also discussed in this book. After answering some frequently answered questions, it talks about breastfeeding for the first year, the patterns of the first year, about feeding premature babies, it talks about that as well, and how to feed twins. Then it gives you a comparison of breast milk and formula. What types of formula? It talks about types of formula as well. For example, in the types of formula, it gives you examples of formula milks. Okay, and then it answers frequently asked questions. So I will tell you some frequently asked questions. Can I eat sushi when I am breastfeeding? It answers these questions. What should I do if there is excess milk flow? My baby is GER. What should I do? I have fever. Can I continue breastfeeding? So the chapter answered all these questions. So the chapter, so far I understood, is very detailed and it is very helpful for new mothers, and I would recommend this book to you. It is very useful, very detailed and written in simple language. It almost answer all the questions I had in my mind. So if you want to read this book, you can definitely check this book. It is really good. And if you like my video and want to see more such reviews, you can subscribe my channel. And if you like this video, please hit the like button. Thank you for watching.